Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing today? I want to do something a little bit different today because, as some of you know, I've got upcoming compilation album which is coming out on Juf Aura, and I've been talking a lot about the first track in the compilation, which is one of my own, and it's called Gabriel's Flight. And this track is very special to me, and I wanted to explain a little bit more because I know, oftentimes there's a disconnect. As an artist, we put out music, and to us, it really means something. If we're really writing good music, it's coming from a deep and personal and often inspired place, which we can convey through music, but sometimes it's a little bit tricky. But this one in particular, I really felt the need, like I wanted to give a little bit of the backstory to it. So if you saw the little trailer video that I posted a little while ago, you see there's definitely a theme of death and angels there. Gabriel, is a famous archangel. But more than that, when I wrote this song, there was more to it than just that theme, because my cousin had a baby. His name was Gabriel. And Gabriel was beautiful, and he had a rough start. He was born with what's called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which basically means that the left chamber of the heart doesn't grow. That can be very hard for a newborn baby, as it was in his case. And so he spent the first year of his life struggling to hang on, and so we went to see him. My mom and I would often go and see him. My wife, we would go in and see this beautiful baby boy just fighting with all of his might to hang on. And all of the doctors, they were doing what they could, and surgery after surgery. And we would go in, and this can be a really hard thing to go in and see. And it can be very sad, and it can make you frustrated. And it's so easy to let that type of situation really distort your view on life. And for me, I was actually in the same hospital when I was a baby, and I was fighting for my own life, as was my mother. And so I really, this story really hit home to me. And Gabriel fought, and the doctors did everything they could. And what I saw when I would go in to visit, through all of this heartache and the struggle and the frustration and the questions about life, and what I saw more than anything was that baby boy brought people together in ways that you can't understand unless you're there. And it would be so easy to blame God and blame the doctors and blame the family for their choices, and that's not what it's about. And Gabriel taught that family and everyone that came into his life something about humanity and the fragility of life, and the importance, more than anything, the importance of love and support and being together and oneness. And so what I saw was a family of love. And what came out of that was a beautiful story about Gabriel, who eventually, there was an arrhythmia that didn't allow for any more surgeries to be performed. And Gabriel passed away. And that's the story of Gabriel's flight. Now, it doesn't end there. It's not a sad story. Gabriel was released. Gabriel had wings by the end, and the song to me portrays the birth, the darkness, and the struggle. As you hear through the middle of the song, you'll hear long drawn horns, and which eventually breaks into a slight orchestral piece, and then off into something very beautiful and very melodic, and carries off. And that's to me, that's him earning his wings and flying for the first time. Now, as I mentioned before, this type of situation, this story can tear people apart, and it can be so easy to blame and become a victim by certain things. You know, I didn't deserve to live any more than Gabriel did. You know, when I was fighting for my life in that same hospital, I didn't deserve life more than him, but I was privileged enough to be here today. But what I saw with him is that he brought this family together, and rather than tearing each other apart or letting that impact your life in such a negative and dark way, it stirred so much love between everybody and a togetherness that what actually happened is that family became closer, and through that experience, now there's a new baby boy named Jude. And he is a healthy, bouncing baby boy, and he's growing up, and he's healthy, and he is living his life the way that he should and the way that the family should. And it's a beautiful story because, you know, there were times when you're not sure which way the story would end. And to end it with a beautiful baby boy is something incredible. And that's my story of Gabriel's flight. And I look at April and Omre and their little girl and now their little boy, and that is a beautiful family that everyone could aspire to live like. And unfortunately in life, sometimes unfair things happen and bad things happen to good people. And how we perceive those situations and how we live through them and live out of them is really what life is about to me. So Gabriel lives on in memory. Gabriel lives on with wings, and I picture him looking down on us and smiling and looking at his family because they haven't forgotten, and he taught us so much about life and what's important in life. That's Gabriel's flight.